Hello there, it's Shadow Penguin, and welcome back to another Skyrim build. This time, we'll be covering the Charlatan, a tricksty Khajiit businessman. The Charlatan was born in the 4th era in the city of Cyrodiil, his parents having moved to the Imperial City from elsewhere in order to seek their fortune and earn a living so that they could support their son. However, times were hard, and even though the Charlatan's parents were honest people, Khajiit had a bad reputation as thieves and swindlers. When our build was about 10 years old, he started to realise he had powerful magical abilities, specifically within the illusion school. His parents were loath to use them for monetary gain, but there was no other way to put food on the table and rise out of the squalor they were living in. Therefore, the Charlatan's parents resorted to pickpocketing wealthy and unwary travellers who were passing through the Imperial City, with their son ready to pacify their victims with the spell if things took a turn for the worse. Soon, this ability to control people intoxicated the Charlatan, and he fell in with a gang in the city who were in need of his particular talents. His uses included conjuring illusions to scare residents into paying protection money and briefly turning invisible to infiltrate heavily guarded homes. Eventually, the gang gained notoriety, and the town guard were waiting at the scene of the next heist. Caught by surprise, the Charlatan had no time to cast an invisibility spell, and most of the outfit, 7 members, were thrown into prison for an undisclosed period. However, the exploits of the Charlatan had caught the eye of the wealthy head of a Khajiit caravan, who paid off the prison guards in exchange for the bill pledging his service to him. On the wealthy Khajiit's instructions, the caravan headed to Skyrim, Whiterun being the trading hub of Tamriel. However, they were caught on a border skirmish at Darkwater Pass, in which the group was separated, and our build was taken to Helgen for execution. From there, your story begins. So the stat spread for this build is 20% health, 20% stamina, and 60% magicka. This is because you will want to be using high cost spells such as invisibility early on in the game, and as a result, you perhaps will want to invest entirely into magicka until you can use invisibility. The gear for this build is the embroidered garment, fur boots, and a glass dagger. The fine clothes are so that the Charlatan appears to be a wealthy businessman of good repute. However, it is simply a smokescreen to cover the criminal basis behind a good portion of his wealth. The main skills for this build are sneak, illusion, pickpocket, speech, and lockpicking. However, it's also useful to invest all 5 points into Armsman in the one-handed tree to boost your 30 times multiplier for sneak damage. In terms of role-playing, the main questline will be completed, as even though our build is base and self-serving, he does not wish for the world to end. The Mages College in Winterhold is also a good pick to advance your arcane capabilities, as well as the Thieves Guild. Note that our build will not be joining the Dark Brotherhood. While the Charlatan is no stranger to a blade between the ribs approach, he finds killing just for the sake of doing so distasteful. In terms of your allegiance to the Civil War questline, our build isn't going to like the racism of the Stormcloaks, but equally, he wants to stay as far away from the Imperial Legion as possible due to his criminal past in Cyrodiil. As a result of this, I'm leaving the choice about which faction to pick up to you and you alone. So that's it for this build. Join me next time for the second episode of my high level Skyrim walkthrough, and then another Skyrim build after that. Goodbye.